Okay, there we go. Hello everyone, welcome back. Hope y'all doing pretty well. I know I am. So, slight little bit of technical difficulties yesterday. Basically, yesterday was just kind of an off day for me. And I didn't really feel like, keep going after, all the me accidentally clicking off the thing. After I accidentally closed stream, I just kind of didn't feel like continuing. So I was like, you know what, I'll do it another day. But now we are back. We have a couple of shiny hunts we're going to be doing today. Main one is I would like to hunt Cubchoo because I have a Cubchoo outbreak. And not only do I have a Cubchoo outbreak, it is one of the shinies that I was most worried about because like Cubchoo is very small and it's a bit difficult to notice it sometimes. But thankfully I have an outbreak, which means I don't need to deal with Beartick. I'm going to check off our Porto Marinada. I keep calling it by the wrong name. I keep saying Porto Marindo because I kind of couldn't be bothered to learn the name, but I'm trying to get better at it. Okay. And is it right? Eliminate. Okay, yeah, nothing here. Loaded balls are good, but I have been grinding a crap ton of money off stream. Yeah, pretty much what I've been doing just off stream is I've been using that Sylveon set with the amulet coin to just grind money throughout the tournament. The Academy Ace tournament, just get a whole bunch of money. Because eventually I know the EBL is going to be moving over to Scarlet and Violet. And I want to get like a big jump on that. The other thing also was like just competitive in the game in general to just get all of those resources accumulated. And plus, the slim to none chance of actually getting any of the apricorn balls is also a little bit tempting. Because also it can give you a couple of Terra Shards, but yeah. In general, I don't think the tournament is too good. It's certainly much better than Sword and Shields, I will say. For all the issues that the tournament in this game has, it's better than Sword and Shields, which is really, in the grand scheme of things, isn't saying much. Yeah, you can see the Sylveon right there. See the progress. Really, not much space. Really? Really? You can't set up a picnic on here. I kind of, I know you can set one up right over here. But yeah, this is the Cubchoo outbreak. And my goal is by today's end, we're going to have this done. We're hunting Cubchoo. There we go. Make a sandwich. We only need one of them, which is good. So, like, we're probably not going to be here too long. It's just... And misclicking. This is just not my week. This is just not my week. Where's... it was like 10 physical games, and only 10 storage things in my case, so I'm going to have to make those 5 minutes. Craft ass thing. More storage. I mean, there's ways of working on that. That's kind of one of the reasons I've been aiming to get more game cartridge holders, because I don't really have those, and I need more. But yeah, because they're just good to have. Playing Master Duel using a non-meta deck, and a guy was playing Surrendered on turn 3. I mean, there's just a lot of times where, this happens a bit with Pokemon with me sometimes, where I go up against people who are using meta teams, and I don't have a meta team, and they will actually just surrender outright, because they just do not know how to deal with non-meta teams. A lot of meta teams are designed to really deal with other meta teams, and when something that is outside of the meta really goes up against them, they don't know how to respond. It's actually for the reason that like Sajin Park's Pachirisu was able to do as well as it did, that something like throwing people off and mind gaming to that degree is not even mind gaming, but just like putting people out of their comfort zone is really something that throws people off. And it's very impressive when people can throw it off, throw people off that way. But yeah, starting up a replay buffer. I'm using a Slifer deck. That does not surprise me. You seem like a very Slifer guy, Mud. Yep. Slifer the Sky Noodle. Slifer, this guy, Durgaron. Legit using an envelope and a Ziploc bag for this. You desperate. Oh my gosh. I mean, necessity is the mother of invention. Necessity is the mother of invention. But yeah, I've gotten all of my KOs so far. So we're now up to maximum sparkle odds. And the good thing is, I know what Shiny Cubchoo looks like. It's purple. So when we see it, it will stick out like a sore purple thumb. And then we will be finished with this shiny. After that, we're just going to be spending the rest of the time pretty much running around Glaciadio Mountain looking for various ice-type shinies. Because we do still need Citadel. We still need the Citadel. We still need the freaking Demon Snowflake. So we're going to keep going. Depending on if we end up getting a Citadel today, in addition to this, then we're going to start Masuda hunting for Cryogonal eventually. Because this is sort of my underlying logic when it comes to my Ice-type hunts. There are so many possible phases in Glaciadio Mountain that are pure ice. Well, at least, partially ice. In addition, there are so many Pokemon in Glaciadio Mountain that we've already gotten that are themselves ice-type. The amount of Pokemon we still need to get who can be gotten by boosted sandwiches is so few that we run the risk of phasing so many more times than we don't. We've gotten very lucky with how few times we have actually phased, and I would prefer to not phase as much, so I'm going to be ending up moving to Masuda eggs when it comes to some shinies. Yeah, I already know when it comes to Snom, that is going to be a Masuda hunt. I don't trust myself enough to be able to recognize Snom's shiny, because it is a very small Pokemon. And I'd rather not miss it. So that's kind of my play. But yeah, Cryogon on the other ones. I'm going to hunt Skidoo the rest of the night. Found 5 minutes. Going to go grind the Pikachu raids. Nice. Yeah, the Pikachu raids are not that hard. If you have someone that sets up Sunny Day, Pikachu kind of becomes a joke. But the issue is having that understanding to do something like that. Which, it's good. I'm glad they are, making these raids more... they're making these raids, you have to use your brain a bit more in them. That it isn't just, okay, set up with debuff moves, then go big ham attack. It's, you do need to, plan. You need to have an understanding of things like status moves. You need to have a way of dealing with things. But the issue is, it makes it so much harder for people to be able to play. In making the raids as absurd as they are, it restricts people's ability who are more casual players from being able to join in. Because they're just not going to know, oh, I need something that can boost my stats up to this much, set Sunny Day, deal with the light ball. Because kids are not going to know what the light ball does. It's such a remote item. Oh yeah, Jinzo. Yeah, Jinzo was always a Yu-Gi-Oh card that I always thought was really, really cool. But I never actually played, I never had one. Because I kind of stopped getting Yu-Gi-Oh cards during the GX series. I remember one of my last packs I ever bought was... I had an Ancient Gear Golem. It had some of the Elemental Heroes in it. But yeah, that was the last one. I think I had a few Synchro Monsters. I might have gotten some during 5Ds. But yeah, I kind of stopped collecting Yu-Gi-Oh! I stopped collecting Yu-Gi-Oh! And Pokemon cards, buying packs actively. And I kind of miss it. It definitely was really fun, opening up packs and seeing what you got inside of them. But the other thing is, the cost of them adds up really fast. It's hard to stay on top of getting everything when they're releasing new cards as often. That's one of the reasons I kind of don't collect Pokemon cards, is the amount of money it takes to stay up to date on things is just insane. You know, they release new awesome cards every other week, it seems. And I love the arts on some of those things. I wouldn't be able to restrain myself. Okay, let's get going. Cubchoo, come on, Cubchoo. I still find it funny that we got our first shiny Cubchoo just while wandering around, and it was actually right after the Citadel. So I'm hoping we get this one, and we get it quickly. Yeah, I saw the Sneasel, and I thought maybe that was a shiny Cubchoo, but it wasn't, because it was a little bit different. Oh, yes, there's a dragon. Yeah, I knew about the Dragon Maid one, because I actually do enjoy watching Miss Kobayashi's Dragon Maid. And I was aware of that archetype, because I find that hilarious. It's like, yeah, no, there's all kind of fun references and things. Let's get it. So, yeah, so goal for today is... Oh, give me goal. Yeah, goal for today is getting the Cubchoo. Even if we don't get it in, like, the first sandwich, I hope we get it soon, because this is just a bit of an awkward place to hunt. You know, because just, it's the slope. It's a little awkward. But, we get it. I think we'll eventually be able to get it today. But yeah, so how's everyone doing? Hope you guys are all doing pretty well. I'm doing pretty well today. We're going out for dinner, Hibachi Steakhouse, because... Oh, Pyro, that's what that is. I didn't know that they spawned up there, actually. Because, a few months ago, I started trying to lose a lot of weight. And there was a deal that we had, where if I lost, like, a certain amount of weight, and got to a certain weight, that we would go out to, like, my favorite restaurant for dinner, like, to celebrate. And we hit that benchmark a few weeks ago, and I just got around to remembering, oh, yeah, that was a thing that we talked about. So that's gonna be good. I have a weakness for fried rice. It's one of my many weaknesses. It's just various forms of rice appeal to me. I don't know why. They just do. Let's go for our shiny Cubchoo. But yeah, so I have done the 60 KOs. We always do the 60 KOs before I start the stream, just for saving time. And I am at maximum odds. You look a little different, but I mean, it's also probably the shadow. Yeah, it's the shadow of the tree. Yeah, I don't really know what shiny Snom looks like. I know it's greenish. Slay for deck, use that, play Blue Eyes. I kind of wish they never made Blue Eyes its own archetype, but hey, Quentin, how you doing? I'm doing well. As well as you guys. Yeah, I don't like that Blue Eyes has its own, like, massive archetype support. Because kind of the entire idea of the Blue Eyes was Blue Eyes as power, Red Eyes as versatility. So it's like there's all these Blue Eyes cards now, but like that kind of the point was that Red Eyes had like all these options to choose from. It wasn't just strict out and out power. Like, I mean, yeah, obviously, you know, polymerization, you know, the neutron blast, that makes sense. Because, like, yeah, those are things that are in the anime, and they are specific support cards for these specific things. But then it was like, okay, like a Paladin of White Dragon. Like, Shining Dragon, okay, makes sense. But then it was like Paladin of White Dragon, and like the entire massive Blue Eyes archetype. I kind of wish it was just, like, Paladin, Neutron Blast, Burst Stream of Destruction, Ultimate Shining Dragon, and then, like, that's it. Because it's just like, that was like kind of the whole idea of like the Red Eyes and Blue Eyes dichotomy. Granted, I was always a bigger fan of Red Eyes. So, that shows like my innate biases towards the Red Eyes Black Dragon. But like, we all like one or the other. Played Smoosh in Duel Master and got lucky he didn't do 1 point of damage. Fun. That's pretty... Wait, was that... No, it's not. Not shiny. Thought I saw the shiny Cubchoo, but it was not. Yeah, I would like to play Duel Master, like one of those like Yu-Gi-Oh games. The problem is, I just don't know a freaking thing about Yu-Gi-Oh these days that I would have to spend way too long trying to study and everything. But also, did you guys watch the Elite Battle League video today? My match against the Doorman. Yeah, that was not one of my finer moments, I would say, is what that battle was. I think my king issue against him in that fight was I ended up just losing my nerve and kind of just misplaying a few crucial areas. The other thing was he actually planned really well. He planned, I planned for the team and he didn't bring the team I was planning for. I was planning for like physical Lucario, and I was planning for either Espeon to come or Grimmsnarl to come. I was not planning on Snorlax. I also wasn't planning on Special Lucario coming, but Special Lucario wasn't as big of an Special Lucario wasn't as big of an issue as it would have been if it weren't for the Darmanitan. When I saw the Darmanitan was Guerrilla Tactics, I knew I was in trouble. Because in all of my prep sets that I did, that Galarian Darmanitan was the single biggest obstacle my team had. It just did way too much damage, and it was too fast for me to really be able to reliably get Kartana in. Because, like, if I could get Kartana in, then the game was kind of won. The issue was that he did a very good job of denying Kartana access to the field. Because he kept switching out the Lucario. I was expecting he would keep Lucario in, try and knock something out, but he didn't. And, I mean, that is kind of the nature of, like, my main struggle with this, is I am a doubles player cramming myself into a singles environment. It is complete opposite of my comfort zone, and readjusting to that is the hard part. Like, I thought it was going to be easy to deal with Guerrilla Tactics Darmanitan because I know what move it's locked into. But Superpower just did that much damage. It was able to basically nuke everything. Well, there's no items in the Elite Battle League. The Elite Battle League does not have items. So I didn't need to worry about anything like Sash. I didn't need to worry about anything like Scarf. My only worry was just Darmanitan doing that much damage point blank on its own. Because if it was Zen mode, the fight was going to be a much more in my favor. Zen mode basically didn't two-shot anything. And I could easily, I mean, if I got a Scald Burn off on one of those turns with Gastrodon, I think it was an easy win. The other thing was, I just got cocky with Gastrodon. I should not have kept it in when Yveltal was out. When Yveltal took out Gastrodon, I think that was where my game was over. Because, yeah, I didn't expect the Snorlax, though. The Snorlax was... I didn't prep at all for Snorlax. You know, him bringing that was a very, very smart play. Because on paper, my team did extremely well against it. But in practice, Darmanitan basically removed everything that would have posed a threat to it. The other thing is, he kept all my status away. He really switched ranks. He didn't want to get statused. Yawn was kind of my win condition against a couple of things. Because when I saw he didn't have Espeon, I was like, oh, I can just status away now. He has nothing from Magic Bounce. He cannot punish me. But yeah, there were a few mispredicts that were my biggest problem. He didn't bring webs. My expectation was that he was going to be bringing a Sticky Webs lead Galvantula to slow down Kartana. He didn't. He even said after the match that he didn't bring webs because he wasn't sure if I was going to be Trick Room. Which I wasn't going to use because Trick Room is very bad in singles. But my plan was he was going to lead that and use Sticky Webs, and I was going to delete the Galvantula. He didn't. He led Lucario, and Hat Lady had nothing to beat Lucario with. So that was... That was kind... I could recover from there. The only issue that I really had was I just got cocky with Gastrodon against the Yveltal. I should have swapped out there, but that is past the past. I can just grow better now. I was for 2 seconds, and there was a red eyes on the other side. That's creepy. Yeah, but how's everyone doing today? Hope everyone is doing pretty well. Okay. Come on, Cubchoo. Where are you? Yeah, I'm not going to be hunting Greninja today until we get the Cubchoo shiny. Because I would like to at least get this one down while I have the outbreak. Greninja is one that because Pikachu is Pokemon Day, the Pokemon Day raid event with Pikachu, I don't need to shiny hunt it so I can have myself a little bit of a backlog buffer before we get the next one. So there is that. But yeah, there's... I'm honestly wondering what the next one after Pikachu is, because I mean Pikachu makes sense that they did it for Pokemon Day. No, thank you, David Doss. I do appreciate the thought, though. I appreciate the thought. But yeah, again, guys, please don't forget to leave a like and subscribe if you haven't done so already. Come on, where is... Yeah, the snow makes it very awkward to see. Yeah, the good thing is that we do need a couple of them. No. Yeah, Cubchoo is purple. It's the purple Snuggle Bear. The issue is, I just need to find the purple Snuggle Bear. Yeah, a lot of the shinies we actually still need, they are all concentrated right here, so if I can get any of them, that's good. Wait, when since when? I have no idea. I don't know Raigenki was a thing. I feel like that was a card in the anime that didn't exist for a while, and then they added it in. This Blizzard is annoying. Yeah, I don't like how much the Blizzard is. But I do know that the weather is semi-dynamic. But it's just annoying with how much it distorts vision. Especially when shiny hunting something that doesn't change all that much. Yeah, like, that's one of the other reasons why Snom is going to be a shiny hunt that I'm doing by Masuda eggs. Because I really don't want to deal with the snowstorm. A huge power choice band to Zoom roll. Raid boss hit when the raid boss go down to red. Yes, that's because the HP bar is a little bugged at the moment, Toxic. For some reason, whenever a Zoomerl with huge power uses Play Rough, it activates a weird thing that causes the raid boss's HP bar to display the Azumarill doing double the damage it is doing. Because the Azumarill is doing as much damage as it should. It's just that, for some reason, the HP bar doubles its damage, and then it corrects itself back to what it should be. But apparently they're going to be fixing that. Yeah, Chad, we've done the Pikachu raids. They're really not worth doing. They don't give any worthwhile rewards, really, no Urban Mystica, and they honestly just take a long time to do. If you're looking for experience candies, it's better to just do level 5s and level 6s. Like, that is the one issue with the level 7 raids, is they're really just not worth doing. The rewards they give are just not good. You know, I mean, maybe if they gave some Urban Mystica, maybe if they gave even more stuff, like, maybe it'd be good, but they just don't. We got Pikachu, so a question for you. Do you think it would be good investment to evolve and Raichu just keep it the Pikachu? I'd probably just keep it a Pikachu. Like, the issue with them is they're really just time-consuming. That if you're going for raid rewards, it's better to just do regular raids, because you won't get the insane amount of Terra Shards, but you can get Urban Mystica, and you can get pretty much the same amount of like experience candy. Yeah, I wish the same way. I wish that they also gave Urban Mystica, but it's just I don't really understand what. I really don't understand what they're doing with the terror rates. They don't give near level 7s. They don't give nearly enough rewards to justify it. Granted, I guess the reward for the terror raids is like the special marked Pokemon itself. But a lot of people I don't really think care that much about like a special marked Pokemon. Charizard, okay, your Charizard, you can make sense, it's Charizard, but for like, Greninja, okay, maybe, like Cinderace, Pikachu, if they start doing with a lot of other Pokemon, I don't really think the interest is going to keep going. Back when it was Charizard, because back when Charizard was pretty easy. Like, the Charizard ones were easy. It was a Zoom World, there were a bunch of options, but then we started soloing them. Got Shiny Iron Hands yesterday. It was the first Mon couple of nice. But yeah, the unfortunate part is that these raids are designed to get people to cooperate and work together with one another in order to beat them. However, because of how much they're jacking things up, it's discouraging people from wanting to do them because it's making the ways of beating them so specialized. You have to go out of your way to get all these very, 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 very specific Pokemon, train them a very specific way, coordinate with other people, and a lot of that is stuff that we just don't really want to do. For just like a special mark Pokemon. I mean, for something like me, I love them. I want to go and do them. I want to collect all of them. However, I would be lying if I was going to say I don't understand why people don't want to do them. They're a massive grind, and for, I think about the perspective of, like, kids. Because kids are not going to understand. Yes, thunder is always going to hit when it is in rain. Rain also makes Surf stronger. Pikachu is holding a Light Ball, which makes the attack stat on par with Regigigas. And its other moves just hit really freaking hard. They're not going to understand things like getting rid of the rain with Sun, getting rid of the item with Knockoff, buffing yourself up with moves like Contrary Leaf Storm. It's things that just don't really occur to young children when they're battling. Because it's just not something that they're aware of. The issue is that Pikachu just hits really freaking hard Toxic. Like, it just hits so hard. Because with that Light Ball, its stats are on par with Regigigas, offensively. It isn't the bulkiest thing in the world, but the full HP bar auto shield makes it take 5 times less damage than it normally does. Essentially, these Pikachu raids have 150 times the health of a normal Pikachu. It just does not take enough damage, and it can make the fight just go on for a stupidly long amount of time. And the other issue is just it isn't fun. Like that I think is the bigger problem rather than just the grind is they're not really that fun of terror raids to do. It's very rinse and repeat. It's a long drawn out battle. That's why, like, for as annoying as the Charizard raids were, I think they were by far the best ones they did, because even though they were ridiculously easy, they were at least open to a lot of different Pokemon. You could use so many things to beat Charizard. You could even, like, relatively easily do it solo. And again, I get that doing them solo is not the intention. They're trying to force people to cooperate with one another, because that was actually one of the main reasons why Pokemon is actually set up the way it is, why there are version exclusives, why there's trade evolutions. It's to get people to work together to, well, get everything. The problem is, there's really nothing that you can do to benefit cooperative battling that battling solo isn't made better with. That it's easier to solo battle them than it is to co-op battle because just coordination is too big of a problem. I had up my cousin earlier his game. Yeah. It just... There's just way too much that needs to go into these specialized options. Which, again, I can understand the reason why they do it. I like that they are making these things challenging. But I don't like that it's discouraging people from really wanting to do them. I mean, a lot of those streamers that I know and I've talked to, they just do not do them. They simply don't care. Because they don't really get anything out of them. They will do one to catch the Pokemon. Like, you know, I'm not going to say like any names, but like I know a bunch of them. They just do the one and they never do it again. They do not do the rerun. They do not do them with viewers. Because they're just not really fun. And I've honestly come around to it. It's like, yeah, it isn't really enjoyable to do them. Because if you don't beat it, you're basically sitting there for like, 2-3 minutes, actually probably even more, because I think they've actually extended the timer for them. Just basically doing nothing, waiting for it to end. If you don't have it beaten quickly, you're just sitting there just mashing A. No, it isn't like this plan out battle that I feel they should be. But, I mean, everyone is going to have their different take on it. I just wish they would kind of back off with the BS, because like that I think is the funniest part of them, is all the BS tactics that they're honestly pulling out for these things. You've got freaking, auto shield, full HP bar, auto sets rain, immediate into surf. Greninja, the double team, the toxic spikes, just all the different layers of shenanigans they're having to pull out for these. It's kind of funny, but it's also kind of sad that they're trying so hard to strong-arm people into playing with one another when all they're really doing is making people less inclined to actually work together. So it's the most counterintuitive thing in the world. But how you doing, Keith? How you doing? What's what happens when you beat all the raids if they reset, not solo, just faster? I want to see what happens if when you beat all the raids, if they reset or do not solo, just faster. No, they do not reset. They reset every day. There's no way to reset raids without the clock ticking over. But yeah, solo really is just faster. The other reason why is that it's a controllable. When you're playing with other people, if they get fainted out, you lose time. But if you're doing solo and your NPC allies get fainted, you don't lose time. So, I think what they're trying to do is make it so you can solo them if it's as a necessity. But they want it to be done co-op. And that's the issue. Because they still need to make it soloable in some way, shape, or form. But they're just restricting what can actually solo it, and that's the issue. That it's always going to be more valuable to solo it. Yeah, it's Keith. How you doing? Oh, thank you very much for the lyrics. Thank you very much for the lyrics. Again, guys, please don't forget to leave a like and subscribe if you haven't done so already. But yeah, I honestly wonder what they're going to be doing going forward when it comes to the terror raids. Because they're either going to need to keep pulling out more and more Supreme BS to the point where eventually we're just going to not want to play it. Or they're gonna need to understand the more they keep pulling out these BS shenanigans, the less people are actually gonna want to play. So it's gonna be a tiptoeing act. I think what's gonna give first is people are just simply not gonna want to play the terror raids anymore. Because, like, they'll do one and then they're just not. But that's why it's out of the catch-22, is so long as they keep putting, like, valuable Pokemon in there, like other starters, other Pokemon that are not normally in the game, people are going to do them, but they're going to do the one. They're going to do one, get it over with, and they're not going to keep doing them. So I think what's going to break first is people wanting to continue doing them. I don't think Game Freak's going to break on dialing back the BS of them. Terra Caterpie with Oko moves only. That'd be funny. That would be the day. But yeah, they do seem to be in building like ways was easier than a lot of the other 7-star raids. It's easy when you know what Pikachu's doing. When you know to remove the light ball, yeah, I'd say it's easy. But the other thing we gotta consider is not everyone really understands battling in the same ways that we do. There's adventures where better were like, yeah, I'd like to see Dynamax Adventures again. My big wonder about if they bring in a Dynamax Adventures like system again, are they gonna make it all one continuous HP, like one continuous timer bar? If they do the same thing where you do one battle, then do another battle, then do another battle? Or if they're not gonna have, or if they're gonna have like independent battle timers for every single fight. Because I could see them doing either or. I could easily see both methods being used with very valid reasons. But I also see, yeah, they may not do like the Dynamax Adventures like Terra battles where it's just battle after battle after battle. More of just like a full out dungeon. But we're not gonna know until we actually get the actual DLC where they're a part of. Which I think is gonna be good. Like I'm looking forward to seeing what the DLCs bring and like what they expand the games with. I'm not looking forward to seeing the BS shenanigans they're gonna be pulling out for future Terror raids. Because I'm almost wondering if they might just remove Dynamax. They might, like, remove basically Dynamax Adventures-like systems entirely. And just basically do this rotation cycle. A longer timer bar or regular multiple bumps. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking, is either one of those. It's going to be, like, multiple timers for every single battle. The other thought I had was there's a singular timer bar. However, every time that you go to a new battle, you get, like, an add-on to your timer. So, like, okay, your base timer bar is, like, 2 minutes. Then every time you beat something, you get, like, an extra minute. I don't care if it's a stupid investment, but lore has a great chance of being good. Honestly, I think that the DLC like is gonna be good no matter what. Oh, nice, shiny Appleton's a great shiny. The shiny apple. But yeah, I think pretty much future Terror Raid events are gonna be accelerating BSness. I want to see what the next raid is. I just want to Ghost Decidueye Ghost Typhlosion raid. I don't think we're gonna get Ghost Typhlosion. Why am I getting the hiccups today? Jeez. I don't think we're going to get Ghost Typhlosion. I think Terra Ghost Hisuian Decidueye is more likely. Because I think when it comes to the Terra raids, what they're going to be doing is making the Terra raids suited to countering the typings that are used as the Pokemon's normal stab moves. So, like, for example, Terra... So, say, for example, like, Terra... Typhlosion. I think what they would do for that is what is good against fire. Okay, well, rock, water, dragon. I think for that they would go with a typing that is super effective against like predominantly the counter type. So probably like fire or something like that, like not fire, grass, because I'm pretty sure Typhlosion gets flash fire. So it means like you can't use fire types against it. You need to go with like, okay, bug does very bad against rock. Bug does very bad against fire. Grass does very bad against fire. And so you need to go with like, you know, poison types, and poison types are generally weak to fire because of subtyping. Yeah, I think what they're going to do going forward is make every Pokemon have a Terra type that beats the typings of what it's normally weak to, and its normal typing beats the typing, beats the counters to the typing it goes into. I think that's what they're going to be going with. Rather than, okay, we'll go with fitting typings like Poison on Greninja, Dragon on Charizard, Fighting on Cinderace. But after people clowned on those raids so hard, I think something like clicked with Game Freak where they're like, okay, they are going to keep doing these. The goal is to get people to work together to beat them, and they're just not working together. We need to step things up to make them have to work together. Which is why I think they're going to go with like this increasing escalation of absurdity and BS. They're not going to go with like fitting types anymore. They're just going to go with what beats the normal. What I think is dumb. Well, thank you very much, Keith. Have a good day. I hope we get our shiny Cupchew. But yeah, realistically, I think what they're going to do forward is things that beat the base typings counters. So like, Decidueye, you know, regular Decidueye, Ghost, Ghost, and Grass. So, okay, what's something that beats, like, Fire? What's something that beats Flying? What that beats Ice? Probably like Rock Decidueye. So that way the normal stabs will obliterate counters, and then the Terra Stab will obliterate other counters. And leave only a very narrow range of Pokemon that can really do well against it. Which I think is the least healthy way of making these events go forward. Because all that's going to happen is people are going to not want to do them. Which we've been seeing. Because, I mean, well, okay, realistically there's 3 to 4 ways I could see them fixing these Terra raids. One is cut the BS cheating and just give them higher stats. You know, like, cut the BS cheating with things like auto shield, auto weather, auto status moves, and it's just using attacking moves pretty much. And keep the same rewards. Like, it's not going to be great. We aren't going to enjoy that much because the rewards still kind of suck. But it would still be easier to deal with. Option 2, they keep it as it is, but in terms of like the way they battle, like the cheating and everything, but they also boost the rewards. Like the rewards are actually pretty quality now. You know, if they give a Mystico, they give better rewards, they give more rewards. They don't have the things to be as absurd as another option, you know, again. They don't keep deliberately going out of their way to destroy counter typings. Or they keep things the way they are and people just stop doing them. Because I feel the only way that Game Freak is going to keep players' interest in the level 7 Terra raids despite all the BS is if they continue to put in these Pokemon we normally can't get. But the other issue is, with Pokemon Home coming out, all of these Pokemon are going to be able to be brought in. Which means, oh, special, you know, Greninja, you can't get it otherwise unless you do this raid. Well, in like 3 weeks, you're going to be able to bring it in from Pokemon Home just by going and get it in X and Y. or X and Y, or Sun and Moon. Okay, well, no reason to ever do the Terror Raids if all you're wanting is to get, a Greninja in your game. Same with a bunch of the other Pokemon. Which means I think they're gonna need to step up incentivizing people to continue to raid them. Which I think the best way of doing that is just give us better items. Give us better reward drops. Because I feel almost like if they gave Herba Mystica, then people would just not have an issue with them. If it was just, if they gave Herba Mystica, if they gave like other like really, really good items, I don't think there'd be an issue that people would have. Because then they'd be worth it. Then like the hassle would actually be worth it reliably. Because otherwise, we got to go reset like 7. We got to like do the lottery of 6-star raids, and no one really likes those. But if you have a 7-star raid that you know what the typing is, you know it's set every single time, you know it's going to be this, you know it's going to be that, and you know the exact way of easily beating it time and time and time and time again, yeah, people would do those like all day long. If they gave things like Herba Mystica, if they gave things like the Apricorn Balls, I would do them all day. Like, if they just added in those rare Pokeballs, I'd love it. Yeah, all of the 7-star raids, the first time you beat them, they will always drop an ability patch, and I believe also always drop an ability capsule. But on subsequent attempts, there's like a 1% chance of you getting them. It's really, really dumb. Which again, the rewards need to be stepped up. Ability patches, you can get those from level 6 raids. And we do level 6 raids, pretty frequently because of Herba Mystica. But yeah, I think it's very much something of like Game Freak completely misses the mark on what people want from these raids. Like, they got raid rewards so down. With like the Mewtwo raids, the Zeraora raids, the Glastrier Spectria raids, the Urshifu raids. Those were great. I love those. Because like those gave quality rewards. They Apricorns, like, we want these rare Pokeballs. Like, I don't think they understand how much people really like things like Apricorn Balls. And then if, like, they added those, they added Herba Mystica, we would be okay with kind of going through the BS lottery. But it's just, like, at present, the rewards just aren't really worth it. But time will tell. I mean, I'm thinking for Pokemon Day, I'm thinking we'll get announced the next level 6, the next level 7 raid. I think we're going to get that announced. I think they will announce a little bit more about what the patch fix is going to be. Like, they'll go into a bit more detail on, okay, these are all the specifics about what the update patch is going to be fixing, just more in depth. I think we'll get a little bit of a teaser for the DLC. I don't think we'll get everything announced for the DLC, but I think there'll be like a picture or like a cutscene or something that's going to show us what they're going to have. Yeah, I don't see like, oh yeah, this is the name of the expansion. This is what's going to be happening. I don't think we're going to get that until like a lot closer. But, I mean, we never know. Like, we could get more information on it. I'm kind of unsure what they would even do for, like, new Pokeballs every gen, though, Pixel. Because they've added in Pokeballs that have effect-boosted chances for pretty much everything. There's repeat balls, which, catch which would make it easier for catching things. There's dusk balls, timer balls. I don't really think that there's too many other Pokeball variants they could really add that wouldn't basically just be what they already have. Like, Lure Balls, you know, Lure Ball's a dive ball. Like, Lure Balls, dive balls, and net balls pretty much all do the exact same thing. They're all basically clones of one another in everything but, like, the name and the effect that plays when, like, there's Pokemon are sent out with them. The only other Pokeball I could kind of think of they could add would be something like a Pokeball that boosts your chances of catching Pokemon, like, during the day. But the reason the Dusk Ball existed is these games are meant for kids. And, you know, kids go to school during the day. Even adults, like, adults generally work during the day. So having something that boosts the ability to catch Pokemon during the night when they're generally going to be playing more doesn't really make sense when, you know, the kids play generally during the night or, like, during the evening and, you know, not really during the day. Like, the only other thing would be, like, specific Pokeballs for each typing, but, you know, even then, like, okay, how would you acquire them? Would you just buy them? Would they be, say, like the Apricorn balls where you have to make them with materials? Like, how would they work? That was the thing. You know, there's a lot that would go into that. But, I mean, I think it would be neat to have, you know, unique Pokeballs for every single typing. But the only issue really is, like, practicality and feasibility of them for, like, every typing. Like, I could see, okay, here's one type of Pokeball that catches, you know, Psychic, Dark, and Ghost types better. Here's one that catches, like, Electric, Fire, and, you know, like, Electric and Fire types better. Here's one that catches, like, these types better. I could sort of see that. It would be a good way of compressing down the number of items you need to make. But the issue still would be, would you just buy them? Yeah, like the Apricorn balls, I really like those. I really wish they would bring those back, like, in a more meaningful capacity that you could get them more of. 0 ball, 0% catch on anything except well starter Pokemon. That'd be funny, Mudkip. And that's basically the Beast Ball. It's going pretty well. It's going pretty well, Mr. Toast. How are you doing today? We are just looking for our shiny Snuggle Bear of purpleness that refuses to want to sparkle for us. Yeah, this is one of those shinies that I kind of dread just because the way Beartic's shiny looks, it's very hard to discern. 0 ball, 0 catch rate. 0 ball sold for 1 polka dollar. Nice. But yeah, again, guys, please don't forget to leave a like and subscribe if you haven't done so, or, you know, share the channel out to your friends. But yeah, it's gonna be interesting just to see what Pokemon Day's announcements are. Right now, all I think we're gonna get is an update on the patch notes, update on what the next Terra raid is gonna be, and maybe something about the DLC, at least for the mainline games. I think predominantly what the information the present is going to have are, like, spin-off games, like, maybe, like, some new spin-offs, and announcements for, like, okay, here's what Pokemon Go is having. Here's what's coming to Pokemon Masters. Here's, you know, Pokemon Unite updates. I think a lot of it is going to be their side games is what it's going to be dealing with, because this is kind of something that Pokemon's been doing more of, and it's expanding, like, the scope of what games cover, in that they're diversifying, like, the genre of games. You know, there's of course, you know, Unite, which is a MOBA. You've got, you know, but Pokemon Masters has been out for a long time. You got Masters, you've got Masters, Unite, Go. Again, Go's been a thing for a long time. But I think what they're gonna try and do is more things like that, and that's what's gonna be showcased. I don't think we're getting a new mystery dungeon, Quentin. Like, no one would be happier about a mystery dungeon game than I would. I'm a huge fan of those games, and for years I have been hoping we get another one. However, the issue is they've gone so long without a new one. The most recent mystery dungeon game we've got is a remake of Red and Blue Rescue Team. And I guess it's just kind of like losing hope that we will ever get another one. Because this is the weird thing about Pokemon. It is a company that has the single most desirable backlog of games. No other franchise has as many desirable game IPs. And they refuse to release ports or re-releases of those games. Which makes no sense. Because another thing is, like, I know a lot of people also thinking, well, we're gonna, I know another thing that people are thinking is we're gonna get, like, virtual console versions of the older games. I don't quite think that's gonna happen, mostly because look how long it took virtual console releases of, like, Crystal and those games to come out on the DS. You know, they took a good long time for those games to come out, and again, it could just me being pessimistic be pessimistic, but there's a pattern of Game Freak does not like to re-release Pokemon games. So I kind of am skeptical if they would ever re-release those games on the Switch. But yeah, I mean, again, I'm cynical. I am generally a little pessimistic when it comes to, like, predictions for showcase of things. The reason why I am so pessimistic when it comes to showcase of things is you can't destroy someone's hope if they don't have any to begin with. So you can't be disappointed if you're not hoping for anything. But in all seriousness, it's a lot more of, like, practicality and realism based on historically how we've gone. Like, whenever I come up with, like, a thought line for announcements of things, it's generally based on what is the historic pattern of what they've done. Like, that's one of the reasons why I never really thought they were ever going to actively decrease a Pokemon stat line. And then we saw what they did to Aegislash, was they have never actively decreased a Pokemon stat line. What they have done is either nerf moves or nerf an ability. They never actively decreased something's base stat total. And then they did that with Aegislash. So that entire line of thought just went completely out the window. They have never changed weather, and then they changed hail into snow. For the first time in a while, I'm hopeful for this direct. I mean, for me, it's just generalized, like, I guess, like, not really generalized apathy, but more of, like, under the bottom realism based on what they've done historically. Like, I think a lot of it's just going to be their mobile games and their spin-off announcements. And maybe a thing for the DLC. But I think the only real announcements we're getting regarding this game is going to be, like, patch notes and the next Terra raid. Because I think that there's a very solid chance that they will directly address the audience in... We've heard, like, we've heard your complaints about the Terra raids. We've heard, about the problems with them. We're trying to fix them. We're aware of them. Your feedback is important. And go into what they're gonna do about them. But I don't see, like, DLC stuff announcements as heavily. Why are you worried about eventual Black and White remakes? What is the worry with those? Because I mean, I have my personal thought line hypothesis about what they're gonna do with those games. And a lot of that is based more on, like, how historically remakes have been. But yeah, so what are your worries about black and white remakes? Because yeah, black and white remakes are like the other thing that I'm like would really love. Right? Because look how they Goldie. Yeah, Goldie. They didn't Game Freak didn't remake Diamond Pearl. Yeah, that was made by iCal or Ilka. I forget what the actual name of the company is. That was not made by Game Freak. They probably put the work for that on the different companies so the A team could just finish working on Legends and finish working on this game. But the other thing is, BDSP is actually a better version of Diamond and Pearl in every way. It actually improves on every single thing Diamond and Pearl had, and actually incorporates almost every single element of Platinum. It just didn't include the overworld look of Platinum. It didn't include, like, the overt Platinum things, despite actually having almost everything Platinum added. You know, if we're really being honest, as much as we love the Distortion world, it's literally a 15-minute hallway where you just walk in, like, a straight line, turn here, turn there, do one thing, and just keep walking. It's nothing but a time waster. It's supremely good atmosphere, but it's really just an extended hallway. I'm not gonna make it, but I'm worried that the reaps. Yeah, no, I don't think they're gonna hand over the remakes to Ilka. Because, again, they released Legends pretty much 3 months after they released BDSP. I don't think they're gonna do that again. Because, you know, Legends was a tech demo for this game. Like, let's be real. Legends was entirely designed to tech demo and test many aspects of this game. And in that capacity, it succeeded. But without them doing a game release for the mainline, then releasing another game 3 months after, I don't think they're going to hand over remakes to Ilka again. But even, like, I'm not really sure why people have an issue with BDSP, because it is a strict upgrade from Diamond and Pearl. It actually did everything that it promised it was going to be. That's the funny thing, is, like, BDSP delivered every single thing that they said it was going to be. It actually was. They said it was going to be a faithful remake. It's just one of the things that I kind of find a little bit amusing about BDSP. I by no means think BDSP is a good game. I think it has way too many of original Diamond and Pearl's flaws in it. And even Platinum had a lot of those flaws. But I will give it credit where credit is due, because I do believe in giving credit where credit is due. Despite personal feelings. Mewtwo is the big issue. Exactly. Well, yeah, but the thing is, that's not really a thing of them saying what is. People expected Platinum, despite them saying it was Diamond and Pearl. Yeah, that's more something of players having unrealistic and unreasonable expectations of something, and then being mad when something didn't live up to their nostalgia fantasy. Because the other thing is, Diamond and Pearl are pretty bad games. You know, a lot of the people that will praise them into oblivion, I don't think it's been a game that they've revisited for a very long time. Almost every issue BDSP has, Diamond and Pearl has, and is exaggerated by probably an order of magnitude. BDSP offered so many quality of life updates that are very this is the thing about BDSP. A lot of what it did is very subtle. There are little things here and there that people don't realistically notice. But the things you do notice are visuals. You know, the way that the trees look, the way the characters' outfits are, the atmosphere of certain areas. We notice that more, despite it literally being okay, here is Link wearing a bright green tunic. Here is Link wearing a dark green tunic. And then saying the game is better because Link is wearing the dark green tunic, not the light green tunic. That's kind of what the arguments against BDSP are, when it is in every way pretty much the same game and then some. A lot of it is nostalgia. People say they wanted Diamond and Pearl remakes when they wanted a Platinum remake, and then they got what they wanted and they complained. Yeah, exactly, Mudkip. That is exactly what it is. I mean, the other part of it is, even if we did get a shot-for-shot Platinum remake, the issue is you'll never be able to recapture that nostalgia. Like, the atmosphere of walking in to the Distortion World for the first time, seeing Giratina just lunge at you out of that portal at the top of Spear Pillar, you will never be able to relive that. Like, that shock, the anxiety, the fear. Because the first time you played, you didn't know that was coming. Also, we were kids. You know, it has a much bigger impact on us back then than it would ever have these days. And you can never really recapture that. You know, there's a joke that a friend of mine said. He doesn't really play Pokemon. He can appreciate the Pokemon media, but he's not someone who enjoys playing the games. He's just not a turn-based RPG person. And there's a joke that he made like a few years ago that is particularly poignant and kind of kills me with how like absolutely on the nose it is. It was, they could re-release Gen 1. It is exactly as glitchy and as buggy as it was. The only difference is they update the graphics to have color. And people would say it is not the same game. And pretty much, yeah, that's exactly what we got. Like, we didn't get the exact like scenario he said, but he was also being deliberately hyperbolic to prove a point. Which, it is unfortunate that it is actually true. That is exactly what happened. Because nostalgia is an extremely powerful thing. I mean, we don't really realize how strong it is. You know, it really exaggerated proportions of certain things about certain games. Especially when, with all of Diamond and Pearl's flaws, when we're younger, we just don't realize them. Like, we legitimately do not pay attention to issues that games had. We only remember the good things. So, when we think back on them, 5, 10, 15 years later, all we remember is, oh, that game was so great. There was all these great things about it. We don't really remember the problems with them unless they were, like, massive problems. Like, people remember Cynthia was a nightmare. And that has stuck through, because that was a big block. Yeah, you could say a nostalgia thing about every climactic battle of Pokemon, the Ruby and yeah, like, the problem is mostly just nostalgia was way too big of an issue for BDSP to ever overcome. And also, especially with the announcement of Legends coming out, there never really was a chance for BDSP to ever make an impact on people. Because you release a game that is every inch a Diamond and Pearl remake, but it is every inch a Diamond and Pearl remake. It's not Platinum, and people wanted Platinum, not a Diamond and Pearl remake. At the same time, you announce an open-ended Pokemon journey that focuses on Arceus, that takes place in Sinnoh. That is a drastically different style of game to anything that came before it. There was never a snowball's chance in heck for BDSP to ever have a chance. That wasn't a Shiny Satotl. That was the shade of the trait. Yeah, there was just never a chance for BDSP to ever really make an impression on people, because even when BDSP was released, people were already looking forward to Legends. And a lot of the BDSP's flaws were really flaws of the original games that people kind of heaped onto it. A lot of the problems were that people just heaped onto BDSP, not realizing they also retroactively played the old ones. And that's kind of one of the big issues. Our ice sandwich is still running. We still got a little under 2 minutes left. Freaking no shinies. This is definitely going. This is pretty over. They're probably over triple odds on this thing right now, at least. Just considering the way that which sandwich and outbreaks work. No, it wasn't orange. I know to look for the orange. The orange really sticks out. We have found shiny Satalo before. Like, you can send me the send the clip. That you can send the clip, but it wasn't a shiny. There's been a lot of times that we've thought things were shiny, but it was literally just the shading. It's kind of one of the issues with the dynamic lighting, and also the fact that Satalo is basically just a shade darker. One minute and a half left. That's good. Nope, not a shiny Snom. Again, that's why Snom is going to be Masuda. I do not trust myself to miss. I do not trust myself to spot a shiny Snom. I mean, unless we get something like a Snom Outbreak, but I don't think Snom can Outbreak. Okay, send the clip to me, Mudkip. Send me the clip. I'll give it a look later. Like, also, Goldie, that's kind of one of the things you guys have said, you know, shiny when it's not there many, many times. So even if it was there, I am a little bit suspect because you guys have done that before. Not, you know, in particular you guys, but like the chat as a whole has done that before. So I am a little bit skeptical. Picnic. Yeah, I'll go give it a look. But I don't think that was shiny. I think that is everything for this sandwich. We got a few seconds left. Come on. Nope. Close and reset. We had 3 sandwiches for this thing. This thing really does not want to shine for me. Remember, Goalie, a lot of time goes by quickly on those things. Like, I don't really remember how long that was, because we were talking about the nostalgia thing for a good while. And picking it. I mean, if I missed one, I didn't notice it. But I will give it a closer look later, and I will ask some other people what they think. Because I would like to make sure. Really? Okay, let's go make a new one then. So the final battles. I mean, again, you gotta remember, the chat and the thing is not synchronized. Remember, you're also seeing it on a big latency. So, like, it could be a big range different. Okay, now it's gotta go make a new one because I messed up that sandwich. No. Make sandwich. Okay, make a new one. The good thing is, you don't have to buy bread. So, like, that is good. Alright. Cloth sticks. Salty. I am getting sparkle power, right? I'm not getting, like, catch and encounter power. I think I'm getting sparkle, right? Well, Mud keeps sending me the whole clip. Because just a screenshot isn't going to do much if I can't see it in motion. The other thing is that if it is a missed shiny, then I'll go grab that for the compilations. So I need, like, the timestamp anyway. Sandwich. I mean, if I did end up missing a shiny Satotl, then this is just not my week. But also, guys, again, please don't forget to leave a like and subscribe if you haven't done so already. Thank you very much, everyone. Yeah, if that... I wouldn't be entirely surprised if I missed it. Because aside from beating Kamina in my draft league this week, I have really been off my game, it seems. But I will have to give that a look. I wish you could set up a picnic while on the thing and it just automatically just takes you off it. It's kind of annoying. I have to keep clicking every time. Alright, let's see. Alright, let's see. Oh, shit, you're right. That is a shiny one, and I missed that. I missed that. Okay. Wow. How the freak did I miss that? Well, yeah, that was a big blunder on me. All right. Thank you for pointing that out. Hey, Romano, is there... Yeah, I've really been off my game this week. I do not know what is with me. I can't battle, I can't shiny hunt, I don't know what's going on. Like, maybe this is just the world saying, this is not your week. Take the week off. I don't know, dang. How the freak did I miss that? The worst part is that Shiny Satotl was one of the other things I was planning on hunting. I need to send that to the guys. Well, we'll find another one. That file no longer exists, so there is no record of that shiny's existence. That was an imaginary shiny. That was a dream. Yeah, I see that. Yeah, I missed that shiny. Yeah. I have no idea how I missed that. The only thing I can think of is that I thought that was just because of the shade. That's the only thing I don't... How did I miss that? Dang. Yeah. If that is... That is a big yikes on my part. I mean, at least it's Citadel. Like, I like Citadel, but like, yeah, exactly, Jared. Like, I wish they had, like, I like the dynamic lighting. It's really good for atmosphere, and it's really, really cool for just, like, the way the game is. But when it comes to messing with shinies, I don't like that. It really makes it hard to see certain shinies. But I do find it funny how the Citadel continues the trend of us finding shinies. I mean, to be fair, Goldie, there is a valid reason for removing the shiny sparkles and everything. Because remember, back in Legends, the way people shiny hunted was they literally just hopped on Braviary and would fly around the entire area, wait for the audio cue, and if the audio cue just didn't sound, they just go back to the town and restart looking again. People weren't really actively looking at the screen. They were just waiting for an audio cue. That's also the reason they nerfed the flying on Miraidon and Koraidon to the point where you decline at a ridiculous rate. It's why the sparkles around the Pokemon are gone. It's why the audio cue is gone. I still think it's better to have removed that, because it really made shiny hunting a joke in that game. But dang, if those were not some good QOL changes. But yeah, like, I'm glad-ish they're gone, just because it makes shiny hunting a joke. You're just listening for an audio cue. You're not actually looking at the screen. At least it would have no sound of sparkles. Yeah, like, I think Let's Go did it the best, where there's the sparkles around them, but there's no audio cue. I think that would be better. Like, ideally, it's a one or the other. There is an audio cue to show, okay, there is a shiny somewhere on the overworld, but no sparkles. Or you make the sparkles, but no audio cues. You still have to be actively looking at the screen. You can't just not pay attention and then wait for the sound effect to kick on. So, like, I definitely think it's, you know, there's good and bad about it. So, you know, there's, because it does make shiny hunting more engaged, which I think is a better decision, but it does make it so you are more prone to miss shinies. But yeah, there's... Yeah, I agree. Just the sparkles, I think, would be best. The way that Let's Go had it was the ideal way of doing it. But the other thing is, people blast Let's Go into oblivion. So why would they ever keep anything good from a game that got blasted into oblivion? That's why every game, pretty much, that wasn't black and white generally was not as difficult as black and white until we got, like, Ultra Sun or Ultra Moon. Because why would they keep it? Why would they keep challenge mode in games that got blasted? Again, that's one of the things that I say is, that's one of the many reasons I say Pokemon Company has a very bad overcorrection problem, where when a problem exists and they try to fix it, they kind of go off the deep end. when it comes to them fixing it. Yeah, they really overcorrect in it. So their solution to, nerfing the broken shiny hunting from Legends would just remove all the things. But we gotta deal with it. We just do a little bit of dealing with it. Yeah, where's the freaking Cubchoo? Why can we not find the shiny Cub? Why is Cubchoo not sparkling? This is our third sandwich. And we're in an outbreak. You'd think it would sparkle by now. Yeah, I think we've got probably an hour and a half left where I gotta go. But I think by then we should have the shiny. Or at least a shiny. No, it's not a shiny. Can't wait for Black and White remakes to get blasted in the ground. Yeah, I mean, I don't think it's gonna happen. Like, I honestly think when Black and White remakes happen, unless they do the same mistake they made when they first released Black and White, which was release that thing at the end of the system's life cycle, I think the games are gonna be, like, hailed. Because that was one of the big issues that Black and White had to deal with. It was that there was a huge amount of misunderstanding by the community at its release, in addition to it was released on the tail end of the DS. We knew the DSi was a thing. Well, not the DSi. We knew that the 3DS was a thing. And there is this kind of universal thing about systems where when the new system is announced, everything from the old stuff is just not really as good. I mean, if they do, it'll be insane if they do that. Imagine Black remakes were the last game on the Switch. Like, the thing is, it isn't even, like, last things on the Switch. It would be after they announce, like, the Switch's successor is the problem. Because if they do that, no one would want it. Because it's like, okay, well, why would I waste my money on a system that I'm not going to be playing in a couple of months? Because, like, we're going to have the new thing. And I think that's what they got to do. Like, I think I could realistically see them not doing a remake this gen, saving it for Gen 10, and then having Gen 10 be on the Switch's successor. I can realistically see that being the case. I don't quite think the Switch's successor is going to be a launch title for it, but I think it's going to be around the release date of the system. Could be wrong. When you jumped away, there was a white, a toddle, and a grid. You know what was on? No, that was not it. Remember, the blizzard is up. The blizzard makes everything harder. So if it was, I blame the blizzard. Like, look at this. Look at this. Look at this BS. It has that white shading to literally everything in existence. It's very difficult to see things. See, this is the other reason why I'm not doing an overworld Snom hunt. I am doing a Masuda one for it. I do not want to deal with this. There's nothing in DMs, Jared. There it is. There's a DM. Wow. That's funny. Yeah, it's the blizzard. So this is why I hate the Blizzard. It makes it so hard to see things. Yeah, again, issues... Like, the main issue is it's really good for atmosphere, but it's not good for player quality of life. Why would we get a remake? It's an old gen. We don't normally get odd gens when we get them in even gens. Well, we got Let's Go. We got Let's Go in Gen 7. And we also got Fire Red Leaf Green in Gen 3. So, I wouldn't exactly say that. Because with Black and White, I don't think they did a remake. Because they were focusing on... They had a sequel. There was a sequel game that they did. And they were also probably focusing on making X and Y. Then in X and Y, they didn't have a second game for X and Y, so they did a remake. Granted, when it came to Let's Go, that was a remake. It was on the Switch on different systems. So, like, that was a wrench and things. We also got a remake of Generation 8. No, Jenny. It fits the pattern of evens. Ah, Shiny Shells are delightful. But yeah, we have had some odd gen remakes. Because for even gen remakes, we've only had Gen Heart Gold Soul Silver, Black and White, not Black and White, Ruby Sapphire, and then BDSP. So there's only one more instance of even number gen remakes than there are odd gen remakes. Remakes or Legends that present, maybe Mr. Dungeon. I don't think we're gonna get another Legends game. Like, Legends was very much designed to be a tech demo for this game. I would like to see another, Legends game that is not just a buyable tech demo, but I don't think we'll get another Legends game. Like, it was very much designed as a tech demo for Scarlet and Violet, and to test a number of the mechanics of the thing, and really expand on what an open world game could be. But we might, we never know. But I don't think, because, like, people think, oh yeah, like, we're gonna get more Let's Go games. We never got another Let's Go game. You know, I think it was one of those, like, one-off trial things, because Let's Go was kind of a tech demo of a couple of aspects for Sword and Shield, in the same way that Legends was a tech demo for some of the aspects of this game. There we go! There we freaking go. There's the Cup Chew. There we freaking go. And get the ball. There's gonna be way too much potential for Gen 5 Legends game with the original Dragons. It would be better place. You think Scarlet would have been a better place if they did the open world similar Legends? Yes, I agree. I agree the loading zones were necessary. Like, loading zones are necessary. I don't understand why they wanted to take out the loading zones. They're too important. The game, another part of it is that this game's engine is a modified version of Legends engine, which Legends engine is a modified version of Sword and Shield's engine. So, it's a lot to do with the engine itself. I still feel they should have made it compartmentalized in the same way they did Legends, but Legends also was a tech demo. They wanted to cut out a lot of the unnecessary stuff, despite the fact that, no, you kind of need those loading zones. I couldn't have seen it there if there wasn't a blizzard. Yeah. Like, the blizzard is annoying. That's why I hate the blizzard. Alright, so now we re-show the Greninja stuff. Because now we're also going to be moving on to hatching Greninja eggs. Again, once the sandwich wears off. Because, yeah, I want to reclaim that Citadel. I want to reclaim that Citadel. And you can set up a picnic here, of course. You should make... No, I'm not going to make a picnic. Basically, yeah. This game is basically running a slight... well, not a slight, but a generously modified version of Sword and Shield's game engine is what this game's running. The reason for that is making a new engine top to bottom is a massive expense. Which is why I'm thinking when we get the Generation 10 games in the Switch's successor, they're going to top to bottom make a brand new game engine that is going to be suited to the task. Because this game engine was never suited to running an open world game. Which is why it will struggle at times to deal with things. Is why I'm hopeful that Gen 10 is going to be a more fluid game system. Honestly, each province... Yeah. Again, that's why I like the loading zones. I know a lot of people don't like them because, like, they have to load in new areas and it looks not as good and people want open world things. But when your game can't handle them, you shouldn't have them. You know, it really never should have been cutting out the loading zones entirely. That's one of the reasons why, like, Legends actually had a lot of the issues that this game had. It's just, with Legends, because we were kind of all too busy oohing and eyeing over the changes it brought, that we didn't really consider how good is the game actually and a lot of the problems it brought. We were more willing to forgive those problems. Which is why I will never forgive a game for having problems on launch when it comes to things like this, if they can actually, like, fix them. With this game, yeah, the issues with this, it isn't issues intrinsic in the game itself that they could have fixed. It's that they just didn't add the loading zones. The issue isn't the game running. The issue is they just didn't want to add in loading zones. If they added loading zones, all of this could have been avoided. But they didn't, because they don't want loading zones for some stupid reason. Yeah, I can barely run the wild. Like, Breath of the Wild is kind of an anomaly. Like, Breath of the Wild is its own sort of beast. It's a very different game compared to Scarlet and Violet. Which is one of the reasons I kind of don't consider them in the same vein, that the expertise of the individual devs is something that needs to be... Remember, you could have had, like, a Breath of the Wild style open world game, but would it really have been a good Pokemon game? You know, imagine if, like in Breath of the Wild, you had a Pokemon, like a group of Pokemon, like 4 or 5 Pokemon spawn right here, then, to get to the next spawn of Pokemon, you had to go all the way over here for the next spawn of it. You know, imagine having to traverse that entire distance every time you wanted to go to, like, a new cluster of encounters, rather than the Pokemon being more evenly distributed. You know, this game does have its issues, but I think those issues are really more to do with just they didn't want to go loading zones. If they had loading zones, all this could have been avoided. Look, that's how monsters in Breath of the Wild are. They're actually pretty distant from one another. That if you mapped that onto individual Pokemon, it would not have ended well for us. Son of a thing, a freaking phase. That's why the Switch can't handle Link flying at Mach 10. Yep. Well, there's another phase. Well, I mean, this is what I get for that Citadel. This is what I get for missing the Citadel. Bergmite. Yeah. Yeah, this is why I'm thinking moving forward, Satotl and Cryogonal are probably going to be Masuda hunts. Because now we're getting into the area of just a lot of phases. This is our third shiny Bergmite. It's a shame I can't even import it into Legends to evolve it into Hisuian Bergmite. I'm not sure, Hisuian Avalugg. Can't even do that. But yeah, I'm thinking we're going to be moving Cryogonal and Satitan into Masuda hunts. I also do need another shiny in freaking Snorunt. I need that one. But again, Masuda eggs. I think I'm moving him into Masuda hunts. We're phasing more. And granted, again, I just flubbed and missed that the title the first time. But yeah, I think when this sandwich runs out, we are going to be moving over to shiny hunting the title. Then we're going to move over to Greninja. We're going to go back to Greninja hunts. You got me there, Mudkip. You got me there. I have no response. I don't think the way of getting Cryogonal is honestly just go and get it at Dynamax Adventures. Just find a DA where it's in and hunt it there. That's probably the best way of doing it. I might play more Legends Arceus because I want to get complete my Shellemi decks. Yeah, it'll probably be easier to hunt them in Legends for a number of things. Because of just like the Sparkle Aura thing. I don't think Cryogonal was not in Legends, was it? Yeah, I don't think it was in Legends. Yeah, Masuda hunts and Scarlet Violet are the best. Like, the fact that you can see the Pokemon in the overworld means you can shiny hunt while Masuda hunting. Which is the best way of doing it. This is what Masuda hunting always wanted to be. Which is good. But the issue is, it just had to be, it took a long time for Masuda hunting this way to happen. But eventually we will get all of our shinies that way. We will eventually get our shiny Greninja. Yeah, Greninja's shiny hunt is being a big ol' shoe. I almost wonder, and okay, there's no way we would have gotten it faster if we hunted in X and Y. That would take way too long. Unless we were doing what frickin' Landon did, where he had a speed up for his emulator, and I don't consider that honestly because it's an emulator. I don't consider shiny hunting those. Maxing out each Pokemon for the shiny was painful. Yeah, but I don't think you don't need to max them. You just need to get them to level 10. You just need to get all of the Dex entry things to just level 10 research. And if you, because some of them have like little like red mark for an arrow. If you do those count towards 2 research levels. So if you hammer on those, you generally fill the Dex up pretty quickly. Yeah, it's just kind of annoying to do everything in the game. Yeah. If you max out the page, you get another boost to your shiny odds. Yeah, but letting them to level 10 just takes a frickin' heck of a time. Getting them to, like, max level, that gives a shiny odds boost. But the good thing is, like, a lot of them you don't actually need to get to level 10, because, like, okay, we'll level max, because you just can't. You know, like legendaries, you can't shiny out legendaries, so there's no point in maxing them out. Is there another one? There's no point. But it still doesn't make it any less annoying, and then less infuriating. Again, Legends was really designed as a tech demo time sink for the game. Like, a tech demo time sink to buy time for Scarlet Violet. Which is kind of why I find it hilarious that people think as highly of the game as they do, when it was literally only that. It was literally a tech demo. The Go-Ho and Shiny Tour rates are kind of let them down as random wow. Heh. Moa's a nice shiny. Moa's a very, very nice shiny. But yeah, Shiny Cryogonal, that is going to be a Masuda hunt. Same of Citadel. Snover is going to be another one. Because I already have Frost... Not Snover. Snorunt. Because I already have Shiny Frostlass. I got that in Sword and Shield. When I got that... Well, I got that in Shield. When I was hunting for Shiny Kartana off stream, I just randomly found it. So, I only need one more, and that is going to be for my Glalie. Well, then again, I can just hunt Glalie in Legends. Because again, I need to hunt for stuff in Legends shiny-wise. So just do it that way. No, you can breed genderless Pokemon. It just depends on, like, what Pokemon they are. You can't breed Pokemon that are in the undiscovered egg group, is the thing. So, like, you can breed something like Metagross or Magneton. But you can't breed something like Ditto. Or, like, Ditto or Mew. Because they're in... Well, Ditto is technically in the Ditto egg group, but Ditto can't breed with Ditto. It's very, very weird. Like Mew's in the undiscovered egg group. So, like, it can't breed. You can't breed, like, Ultra Beasts, you can't breed Legendaries, you can't breed Mythicals, aside from Manaphy. Well, we got... You don't need a perfect Dex entry. Yes, but if you perfect the Dex entry, then you get an additional shiny boost. If you perfect the Dex, then you get a shiny boost. Well, let's go deposit our shinies, and let's get working on hatching the rest of our stupid Froakie eggs. Well, I mean, this goes here. And you go in the giveaway. But wait, actually, do you have a mark? No, it is not. What are your IVs? Nope, you're going in here. You go in the giveaway bin. Okay, not picnic. Boxes. Now I need to go and just, like, switch everything around. You are coming with me. There you go. Alright, but now we're getting back to hunting for a Froakie. Yeah, I actually... These were the eggs that... When I accidentally closed out stream yesterday, we almost had them hatch. So I just deposited the box immediately. There we go. There we go. Yeah, I mean this has been okay. I'm a bit tired though. Like, I don't know why I'm just so tired. I've been so tired lately. I don't know why. Who pinged me in the EBL chat? Oh. But Commissioner's Battle Week, go to Umberto, for the Port Still Golden Merchant, and False Malone. Nice! I got late and thought you had to perfect every entry to meet Arceus and spent 10 hours perfecting something. Yeah. Yeah, honestly, again, that's kind of the thing about Legends. Legends was meant as a time sink. It was really never meant to be an actual game. It was just meant to kill time. Which is kind of stupid. It's like... It's a game that was essentially not meant to be a game. Which for me at least, whenever a game is intentionally designed to be for a different game, that kind of automatically to me makes it a bad game. It's like it's a game that's entire purpose is to promote something other than itself. So it does not spend its own time to establish why it should be played. It is entirely to set up something else. You know, that's why, like, I don't like Generation 5. Not Gen 5. That's why I don't like Gen 6. Gen 6 goes way too... Well, Gen 6 XY goes way too hard into propping up the older games. You know, it goes way too hard into propping up the old things rather than establishing, like, why it is a good game. So games are... Kind of, yeah. But that's the reason why, like, I don't like... Again, don't like Generation 6 XY. Is XY's entire purpose is to establish, like, this is why you should like the old games and why you should like these old Pokemon. It's predicated on that more. Legends was basically just a buyable tech demo for this game. It's a game that's concern is essentially biding the time for Scarlet Violet and testing will these work in a larger scale game, rather than it itself being a good game. It just doesn't leave enough room for the game to be its own game. Oh, freaking son of a... Did you sell it then? Did you sell your Stardust? This is just the day of phasing on Ice type. Yeah, this is why we're doing the Masuda hunt for now these Ice type shinies. I'm done. I'm done with this. This is our second phase in like not even 20 minutes. It's going in the giveaway bin though. Blame buddy. Blame buddy, sucker. It is a lovely shiny though. I do really, really like shiny Weavile. Get the ball. But yeah, I mean this is just the world saying this is not your week. But yeah, like there's already 2 shiny Sneasel. This is our second shiny phase Sneasel, so this is going in the giveaway bin. Honestly, I'm thinking end of the month is when we're gonna do the shiny giveaway. So, like, we're definitely filling it up a lot more than I expected. Does the Titan outbreaks? I had a few hundred, and now I barely have, like, 20k. Yikes. Does the Titan... I'm not the Titan, it's the Toddle. Does the Toddle outbreak? Stay on the freaking ball, Sneasel! Why not just go to the YouTube thingy? Just go to the thing. Cerebi outbreaks SV. Get in the ball. Let's go. Mass outbreaks. There we go. Does the Toddle outbreak? So Toddle and Titan do outbreak. Okay. So, like, I guess... I mean, I guess it's like Eevee, then, where it just takes for fricking ever to outbreak. Because just RNG hates me? Avoid. 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 It's a good thing it doesn't have any recoil moves. Oh, you're talking about Pokemon Go Stardust. There's a few Pokemon that don't outbreak. But no, Satotl and Satitan do both outbreak. It's not marked. Still freaking off. Yeah, I honestly, I'm thinking we'll hatch a couple eggs and then we'll call it a day. Because this is just... Actually, but we're getting a lot of shinies today. So, like, maybe we'll keep going. 32. Yeah. We are doing the giveaway at the end of the month now. Yep, giveaway will be either the end of this month or the start of March. Ultra Necrozma outbreaks when? Only in your nightmares, Mudkip. Or I guess your dreams. Alright, this is certainly bad, and I still have another layer of eggs. I still have another layer of eggs in that box, right? Yes, okay. So yes, my counting was not off. Yeah, I hope to get a shiny Satotl, though. I'm gonna need that. I'm gonna need to find the best place to shiny hunt Satitan, though. Because, like, I want to get that one. Yeah, there's a couple of shinies that I want to work on getting them and their families registered. But I feel like the ice types are going to be some of the most annoying ones to get. Yeah, I think that we're probably going to be ending off soon. Because, like, I'm kind of... I don't know. This just hasn't really been my week. This has not been my week, and I'm honestly a little worried what is gonna happen if I just keep on, like, pushing my luck. So I'm thinking, ending off in a bit. We'll finish off this box. And then I am gonna go and just play some Metroid. Maybe tonight I will actually get down to finishing some recording projects. Maybe. I hope. Eternamax Eternatus. God, Eternatus is... Eternatus is terrifying. Eternatus is a nightmare and a half to deal with. Honestly, I'm kind of surprised that I didn't see as many Eternatus teams. Oh, wait, what is this? What does this go? 5. Croaky is going croaky. It's going to get throat chopped. Oh. This is a giant cave. Okay. I've never actually been here. So, and no good speed. It's fun. It's always fun seeing, like, super fast Pokemon that have a 0 speed IV. And no good defense. Good. And then you go there. You know, you're just a regular one. We are going to eventually, at some point, need to shiny hunt Salandit. The good thing is, even if we do shiny hunt Salandit, I don't need a female. Because I already have a shiny Salazzle. Yeah, that was back in Sword. Not Sword. Not in Sword. Back in my Shield version, like with my Frostlass, I got that while shiny hunting the... Oh, wow. Really? I never knew that was up there. I never knew that there was, like, this cave right here. Again, that's the benefits of exploring. In Sword and Shield, on Sword and Shield. Yeah, my brain just having a spasm right now. It has not been my week. And I think I just need to, like, power down for a while, reboot, and just, like, reassess literally everything. Why is there this little... Why? Don't know why there's a little hot spring thing right there. If I was to land it, yeah. Ah, very nice. It's a very good shiny. I like it. All right, let's see who we're gonna go raid. I know who we're gonna go raid. I know who exactly we are raiding. Stop in the battles. Land it. Hey, nice. Yeah, everyone other than me gets sparkles. Well, a meaningful sparkles. I mean, we got 3 shinies a day. Well, technically 4. Technically 4. But yeah, I know we're gonna go raid. We are going to raid Bree, the Struggle Bug. That's who we're gonna go raid. Yeah. So our today hasn't really been, like, as normally super jazz as normal, but today's been kind of a just absolute mentally shrekking me. So yeah, so the plan is just relax, play some Metroid. No, I shiny hunt. I kind of have to shiny hunt everything. You know, I don't accept shiny trades, but thank you very much for that. No, Mudkip. That's, if anything, more of a reason not to, so you don't beat me. There you go. I think that's our last egg for the day. At a male Salandit, I needed Salazzle, so I tried to hatch a female, and it worked, but it was shiny. Oh, that's a flex right there. That's a hell of a flex. What Bagon where? Where Bagon? Because I mean, I know I've seen shiny Bagon before. It's very bright green. Yeah, the green is very, very bright. But that is all for today. Thank you guys for coming out. Let's go on a raid. Let's go on a raid. Shut up, Mudkip. Shut it. We're gonna go raid. We're gonna go raid Bree. See you guys next time. Let's rock and roll.